What a weird game that was back in the Europa League for Tottenham Hotspur. We might have beat Qarabağ 3-0, but it didn't feel like a 3-0 game whatsoever. I mean, the game had it all. First of all, it had a delayed kickoff. The kickoff was meant to be 8 o'clock UK time, GMT, whatever you call it, but we ended up kicking off at 8:35 due to some madness around the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium involving traffic, delays, the Qarabağ team not being able to get there on time for the kickoff. I mean, just absolute nightmare. But, you know, a win's a win back in Europe. This new league format, I just think it's really important. We got to just ignore the performance, you could say, and just look at getting 3 points, going up that table in the Europa League. Take this competition seriously. Teams are not going to be dropping into it from the Champions League like they used to. These games are vital, especially at home, no matter the circumstances. But before I go any further, if you are new to the Sonny Talk Spurs channel, get down below, smash the like button, let me know in the comments what did you make of that result, what did you make of the actions in it as well, and also subscribe and hit the notification bell because it'll let you know when I've gone live in games such as this. But yeah, 3-0 on the night, but did not go to plan or start how we thought. And I thought Ange's team, first of all, was quite a nice lineup. I think he made a nice few changes. I think it was 6 changes overall to the starting lineup. And there was a nice blend of the youth, some B team players, and also some starters. But after about 8 minutes or so, where we looked quite in control, Radu Dragusin, who's been really good, you know, he was good against Newcastle the other week, he got sent off for dilly-dallying on the ball and pulling down, I think it was Juninho at the time, who was the last man, and obviously deserves a red card. Like, you just can't defend that. It is going to be a red card. Last man, you know, would have been one-on-one with the goalkeeper if he hadn't have brought him to the deck. But, you know, we went on in the game and Qarabağ looked quite good, didn't they, in stages? They were very, very comfortable. They just could not finish their dinner. But our man of the moment, Brennan Johnson, quietening the haters, quietening the rival fans who have been dissing him. He's got his 3rd goal in 3 games. He scored against Coventry, he scored against Brentford, and he scored against Qarabağ in 3 different competitions as well, which is very, very impressive. Hats off to Brennan. Really proud of him. Glad he has been able to, you know, really get on form. And it was really good work, this goal from Solanke. Solanke dropping deep. I thought Solanke, probably my man of the match tonight, just really, you know, sort of doing that Harry Kane role, dropping deep, receiving the ball, winning it back high up the pitch and laying off Brennan Johnson. I'll tell you what though, one big takeaway, felt so sorry for Lucas Bergvall. I just was like really looking forward to watching him sit back in my armchair and enjoy the baller he is. But because of Radu Dragusin's red card, we did not get to see him. But after that, as I say, Qarabağ, I honestly can't believe they did not score. How we've kept a clean sheet in this game, I do not know. And it's funny because the 2 games where we've been a bit rubbish, we've won this season, which was Coventry in the Cup, and this game where we're a bit lacklustre. I mean, we won 3-0, some good moments, but because of being down to 10 men and we're still playing that football, we were so open. Vicario made some unbelievable saves in this game as well. I could not believe he kept a clean sheet because he was wonder saves late on, you know, claiming the balls much better, which, you know, after my problem video, which you should go back and watch now after this, the problem with Vicario, where I addressed a lot of his issues, he seemed to be back on form. And I'm glad he started actually in this game because, you know, he could do with, you know, playing some of these teams, these European teams who have the pedigree and getting more experience. They even said on commentary, I think, on TNT that, you know, a couple of years ago he was playing in Serie B and, you know, was transferred for like €500 or something like that. Something really, really wild. But then second half starts and we score from a corner. You know, we're really used to us Tottenham fans conceding these corners, but nice little lofted ball from Dejan Kulusevski, who came on, and I thought it was a good substitute actually, taking Brennan Johnson off and bringing on Kulusevski, who was going to have more of the ball and, you know, sort of keep hold of things, or so we thought. But he put the corner in and Pape Matar Sarr was alive in the box to tap it home. And unfortunately, very soon after this, we gave away a penalty, who, you know, from Yves Bissouma, who I believe had a very just had a mare, didn't he? Can't get my words out. I just did not think he had a good game whatsoever. And I was surprised because I thought, this would be a good game for him to get more comfortable. But from this result, I believe that Bentancur is now our starting player in that 6 role, which I'm not too fussed about. I feel like he has been good in recent weeks, and I could see him playing that position against Manchester United. That's what worries me about Manchester United with this red card, but I'll get onto that as the video is on. Obviously, as I said, Basuma gave away a penalty, which I don't know why he's made that tackle. He's going away from goal anyway, but just did the tackle, the silliness, the head's gone moment. But they missed the penalty, didn't they, Qarabağ? A bit of not their night, was it? Some absolute missed some sitters. I think one of the goals was disallowed for being offside. Players getting mucked up with their feet. It was just not their night. 5v2s and 3s. They just didn't know how to finish their dinner. But we did, because we went up the other end a few moments later and Son had a shot. But Dominic Solanke, pretty much scoring a similar goal to he did against Brentford, doesn't have to be luxurious, taps in because that's the poacher he is, and added his 2nd goal of the campaign. And I was so happy with Dominic Solanke. Such a good player. I think he's going to be an absolute key player to us in this Tottenham side. We needed a bit of an outlet up top, and we finally got that in Dominic Solanke. But moments after that, Son got injured, or he looked like he got injured, but hopefully it's not too bad. But yeah, that was the game in total, and I just can't believe we've somehow got 3 points after scoring 3 goals and not conceding, because that was just like the Tottenham scripts of old would have seen us go down to 10 men and probably lose. But we were able to weather the storm. There's going to be harder games in this Europa League campaign. We've got the likes of Roma. We've got the likes of Galatasaray and Rangers as well. And Rangers got a good result tonight. So I saw earlier on, because of obviously this delay, I've been able to keep over the other games as well. But the only worry from this result is the minutes in the legs, especially as Ange kept on the likes of Son, Solanke for long periods of the game. They were down to 10 men, but we still played the same football, so it was like they were just running themselves into the ground. He had to bring a Dogie on. Mickey van der Ven played the full game. So it was just, worrying in terms of how many minutes were going into the players' legs. You'd hope, if we were up to 11 players, we would have had earlier subs for the likes of Solanke, for the likes of Son and Mickey and all that. But it is what it is, and you just have to roll with those punches. And that's what I mean about the Manchester United game. Obviously, Manchester United drew against FC Twente, played their game a day earlier because the Europa League, some reason, is having Wednesday games. I guess it's for this, footballing calendar. They want to spread the games out so UEFA can get more money. So they've had a day's more rest, but we both played at home, so that was all right. But, looking ahead to Sunday, it shows how vital that game is going to be now, early on in the season, away at Old Trafford, where we don't win too often. We drew there last season, dominated them, but didn't get a result. But in the Europa League, we did get a result, and that probably puts us firmly near the top of the table. I'd have to go and check that, actually, because I'm not really sure where that actually leaves us. But before I go, I do want to see the stats of the game, because I could imagine that Qarabağ, they did have a lot of chances, but I want to know how many were clear cut. So we had 10 shots, 5 on target, 49% possession, and they had 14, 5 on target, 51. That's one of the only games this season where I think a team has edged us out on possession, but probably understandable. We were down to 10 men. That's always going to happen, isn't it? But yeah, that's my thoughts on such a whirlwind game. Happy to get the result. Just roll on to Sunday, I think. And hopefully we can get the job done at Old Trafford. And, and just put a lot of pressure on this competition. As we saw last night, we've drawn Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. Isn't going to be easy. Pep Guardiola has obviously said that he's not taking that competition seriously. But it's still not going to be easy. Whereas I think the Europa League is the competition Spurs have to go for to break their trophy hoodoo. But you have to let me know in the comments down below. Can Spurs win it? Did they show enough tonight that they could go all the way to Bilbao and lift the famous trophy that we've lifted twice before in our history? I don't know. You've got to tell me down below. And if you have enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys very soon for another video. But until then, ta-ta, ciao.